Hello. Welcome to E-commerce Expert. If you are new here, please subscribe, and those who haven't too. You want to start selling products online but don't have your own products or brands. You've decided to pursue what's known as dropshipping, a fulfillment method which allows you to sell goods purchased from a third party who does have a brand or product. You don't purchase goods for resale, but simply process the sale and delivery of the goods from a site like AliExpress. I interviewed with an attorney and business coach who has built a number of high-volume e-commerce businesses that utilize dropshipping. We discussed the legal issues surrounding dropshipping, including issues to consider when vetting dropshipper suppliers, and steps in the transaction that you can take to protect yourself legally. If you are new to e-commerce and dropshipping, you might be wondering what happens if someone places an order, and then rejects their package. Will you be refunded? Will you be reimbursed by your supplier? In this video I walk you through the legal side of dropshipping as well as explain exactly what protection you have as a dropshipper, and what protections that you have to look out for when working with suppliers abroad. What do I need legally to start a dropshipping business? Dropshipping, a model for selling products by using another company's wholesale or distribution system for inventory management. It is a booming business model in the e-commerce space, and one I know very well from starting and growing my own business which sells through Shopify. If you're new to dropshipping, there's some legal issues that you need to be aware of to make sure the store you build with Shopify isn't vulnerable to expensive lawsuits. Some dropshippers have a laundry list of reasons why they should never be held responsible for any sale, delivered product, or customer service. They often believe that the websites that they are selling on should be held responsible for their shortcomings. But to whose benefit does it serve to put all of the risk on the merchant? I'm going to tell you why it doesn't make sense from many levels of the various legal aspects involved with opening an online dropshipping store. Every single dropshipper has different limits to what they can, and cannot, do based on their individual circumstances. Every merchant is entitled to an attorney who can help them answer their questions regarding these recommendations. Every merchant should at least consult a lawyer before making any business decisions that could result in legal action against them. In order to launch a dropshipping business, you need to register and pay the appropriate fees with your state. This includes registering your business name, obtaining an employer identification number, and registering your business in the state's online database. You will also need to file your taxes as a legitimate business and pay appropriate fees for doing so. You should also implement government policy regarding sales tax and income tax. If you are selling products that are not your own, you will need to ensure that the manufacturer has filed all of the appropriate paperwork for their business. This includes a sales tax permit, a resale certificate, and any other paperwork that your state requires. If you are manufacturing the products that you sell, then this is not an issue. However, if you are selling items that have been manufactured by someone else, then it is your responsibility to make it known that you are not the manufacturer. If you are selling products that have been manufactured by someone else, then it is your responsibility to make it known that you are not the manufacturer. If a customer has a problem with their product and contacts the manufacturer, then you could be held liable for any damages. This is why it is so important to make sure that your supplier has filed all of the necessary paperwork with the government. If your supplier fails to do this, then you could be held responsible for any damages that occur as a result of their actions. If a customer has a problem with services offered by your supplier, then you could also be held liable. If they do not get the service that they expect and there is a problem with their order, then you will have to deal with it. As a result, you may have to provide a refund or reship the item. This means that if you are selling products from another country and there is an issue with your order, then you may have to deal with it. Even if you are not the one that made a mistake, then you will be held responsible for any damages or losses. In order to avoid this situation, make sure you choose a reliable supplier. The best way to do this is by checking their reputation and reviews online. You can also ask for references from other businesses that have been using their services in the past. This will help you avoid the hassle of dealing with illegal action. You also need to know the business policies and agreements between the countries involved with yours. This will help you avoid any legal issues that may arise. If there is a problem with your order, then you need to know how to deal with it. If someone else made a mistake and sent you the wrong items, then you can contact your supplier and ask for a replacement. If it is a mistake made by your business, then you will have to pay for any losses. It is important to know what you can and cannot do. You will also need to know your rights as a buyer or seller in the country that you are operating in. You can find out these learning more about your rights and legal obligations. Some countries have different laws when it comes to shipping, customs, taxes and more. Before you start selling in a new country, then you need to learn about your obligations. You should also be aware of what you can and cannot do when it comes to legal action. If an order is damaged, late or lost in the post, then you may want to take legal action. If you are selling on eBay, then there is a resolution center where customers can open cases against sellers if they have not received their goods or if the item was damaged in cause of shipment. eBay is a great platform to sell on, but you need to know your rights and obligations. If you are selling through an online shop or dropshipping, then it's important that you know your rights. In the UK, if you are selling goods, then it's important that you comply with the Consumer Protection, Distance Selling, Regulations 2000. It states that buyers can return items within 7 days, and they have a 14-day cooling-off period to change their mind. The distance selling regulations also state that you must tell the customer about their rights in writing before they buy your products or services. There are many other regulations that you need to be aware of when selling online, but the distance selling regulations and eBay policies provide a good starting point. If you are selling on eBay, then it's important that you know your rights and obligations. You can find out more about the regulations at www.ebay.co.uk web link. In conclusion, online selling is a big business and it's growing fast. You can make money from home by selling on eBay, Amazon or your own website. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe, like and share our video.